I love movies. I don't realize how much I love them until I start to talk about them, but I do, and I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's my favorite, bar none. And what I love about it is because it sets up this cosmic battle. It's this metaphor of the cosmic battle that happens on a daily basis, the battle between good and evil. If you've never watched it, here's the plot: good versus evil. And every scene is just one battle after another of the forces of good, who in every single battle in this movie are outnumbered, they're outmaneuvered. They've got fewer people, they've got fewer weapons. And here on the other side, the forces of evil are these people that they're monstrous, they're gigantic, they just ooze evil from every pore of their body. They've got weapons that can just knock people out in no time at all. And here are the forces of good, led by these little hobbits, these little tiny people about this big, and an old guy, you know, a wizard. He's got a beard down to his toes. So we've got the old and the tiny and the weak, and they're leading the battle against the forces of evil that are so strong. And in almost every battle, you see them clashing against each other, and you think they're gonna go down, they're not gonna make it. One of my favorite scenes in the last movie is Aragorn, who is the leader of this resistance. And it's down to the last battle. If they lose this one, it's done. It's toast. There will be no more good on the earth. So here are these forces of good. Here's Aragorn. He turns, in this scene in the movie, he turns and he looks at this little ragtag band of resistance fighters. And he stares at them because they know they're going to die. They know they're going to die. There's no way they're going to win. And the camera pans and shows these forces of evil out in front of them. And they turn and they look at each other. And it's like this, there's this moment in which they say, I may die today, but I'm not going to die without a fight. And he raises his sword and he starts screaming, and he holds that sword high and he goes running across this field. And all of a sudden, the little hobbits and the old guy and everybody else kind of looks at each other and kind of goes, yeah! And they raise their swords and they go charging out after him. And it's unbelievable, but the forces of good win. How? They're outnumbered, they're outmanned, they're outmaneuvered. How did they win? I don't know, but they did. They had a belief that their king was going to return someday. I do too. My king is coming back. And I may die today. The battle may literally take all that I have as a resistance fighter. I may lose my life, but I have a stronger reason to go on than they did. They had a mythical king. I have the God who loved me. I have Jesus who already won the victory. I have God's Spirit living in me. So really what I want to ask you is, are you ready to join the resistance? Are you ready to be one of those people who says, God, I don't know what price you'll ask of me. I don't know what price I will pay in serving you, but I'm not going to let evil encroach into my life, into the lives of my family, into the lives of my city, of my neighborhood, of my country, of my world. I won't do it, God. I'm not going to let it happen without a fight. Are you ready to be a resistance fighter? Raise your tiny little sword and march for the King.